Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Teacher Fayyadin Ahmad here. Very good morning to all of you. Hope you're doing fine. Today we are going to start a new lesson, solar system. This is from your chapter 8 and lesson number 3. We are going to start with part 1 today. Can you please open your science reading books, page 380 in Macmillan and McGraw-Hill science reading book, page 380. Solar system. So what is a solar system? The sun and all the objects around it in an orbit are together forming a solar system. The sun and all the objects in orbit around it make up the solar system. So we all know there are 8 planets in a solar system and the sun is at the center, and the solar system is of several million kilometers wide. The solar system is millions of kilometers wide. The scientists have identified 8 planets. The scientists have identified 8 planets in a solar system. When we move away from the sun, the first comes Mercury. Mercury is the nearest and the smallest planet, and the last one, the farthest planet, is Neptune. So in the series, first comes Mercury, next Venus, third one is Earth. This is our planet. The fourth is Mars. The next one is Jupiter, then Saturn, then Uranus, then Neptune. The first 4 planets are called as rocky planets, and the next 4 are called gas giants. Why they are called so? We'll just learn it in our next session. Satellite. Satellite is an object that revolves around another object. Usually an object with a smaller mass, it revolves around an object with a large mass. As we studied just now, these planets are revolving around the sun. So the planets are satellites of the sun. So all the planets are satellites of the sun. And we know that moon is a satellite of the earth. Earth is a satellite of the sun, and moon is the satellite of the earth. There are natural satellites and there are man-made satellites. So moon and the planets are natural satellites, and man-made satellites are spacecraft and space stations. They are man-made satellites. Here we have pictures for those man-made satellites. Planets. What are planets? Round objects in space that are satellites of the sun. We studied just now. Round objects in space that are satellites of the sun are called planets. Scientists have identified 8 planets. We have just seen the picture. 8 planets in our solar system. The satellites, the planets which are satellites of the sun, they are smaller and cooler than stars. They are not so big as stars, but they are smaller in size when compared to stars, and they are cooler. They are cooler compared to the stars. They cannot make their own light. Like moon, the planets also, they cannot make their own light. They reflect the light of the sun. The planets, they reflect the light of the sun. A Polish scientist by the name Nicholas Copernicus studied the planets, and he found that the planets orbit the sun. Nicholas Copernicus studied the planets and found that they orbit the sun. Later on, another scientist, a German scientist by the name Johannes Kepler, he showed that the orbits are ellipses. They are flattened circles and they are oval. They are not round. They are flattened circles or oval or ellipses. German scientist Johannes Kepler showed that the orbits are ellipses or slightly flattened circles are oval. This is the orbit. This is the oval orbit. Next, another scientist, the English scientist by name Sir Isaac Newton, described how the planets stay in their orbits and said that it was a balance between the gravity and inertia. It was the balance between the gravity and inertia which keeps the planets in their orbits. What is gravity? Gravity is force of attraction between all the objects. Because of the gravity, the planets are pulled towards the sun. The planets are attracted towards the sun because of this gravity. And what is the next thing? Inertia. Inertia is the tendency of a moving object to keep moving in a straight line. Inertia is the tendency of a moving object to keep moving in a straight line, or a tendency of a resting object to maintain its status of rest, to maintain its state of rest. This is inertia. So the tendency of a moving object to keep moving in a straight line, or the tendency of a resting object to keep its state of rest, it's called inertia. We have an experiment here. This is the experiment for a moving object. There is a trolley, a small trolley containing some balls. It's moving downhill. It's moving down the slope here. And suppose if we block the motion of this trolley, because this trolley is a moving object, we blocked it. All the balls, they have the tendency to keep moving in a straight line because it was a moving object. And because of the tendency to keep moving in a straight line, we see the balls moving. They are continuing to move even though the trolley is blocked. There is another example here. We take a glass of water here covered with a piece of cardboard, and we kept a coin in the middle of the cardboard. We just flick the cardboard. With a flick of the cardboard moves forward, but because of the inertia, because of the tendency to keep at rest, this coin, it just maintains its state of rest and it falls into the water. So because of the inertia of maintaining its status of rest, the coin falls down into the water here, and here the balls, because of the inertia of motion here, to keep the tendency to keep moving in a straight line, the balls continue to move in a straight line. You see the coin falling down here in the glass of water. So this is inertia. So again, because of the gravity and inertia being at a balance, they are acting on a planet. The planet can keep itself in the orbit. So this is what is described by Sir Isaac Newton. Hope you understood this topic today, and please go through the reading book, page number 380 and 381, to have a better understanding of the topic. Hope you all enjoyed the topic, and see you as soon as possible with the part 2. Thanks. Have a nice day.